Islam and Arman? I got Islam. Islam, I think, is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And I think it's going to be kind of like the same. It's not going to be the same thing as the first fight, because that first fight was very close. I think Islam's going to show that there's levels to this, and I think he's grown way more than Arman. Arman's great, but I think Islam is another level.
Oh, man. You know, it's going to be a biased prediction because Arman is a friend of mine. I do love how he fights. So I'm going to say Arman. I love how Arman fights. It's super exciting all the time, and he's a dog, you know, and I think we need to see some new faces. So Arman.
Well, I mean, Islam is at the top of his game right now. So you better strap him on tight if you're stepping in with him right now. He's literally firing on all cylinders and at his peak right now. So I'm glad he's getting tough fights like that. That's going to be a real test, and it'll be interesting to see who goes out and imposes their will, because that's exactly what's going to have to happen.
And Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. Who you got in that one?
I love that one as well. I'm going to go with Islam. You know, he's right up there in the GOAT conversation. Pretty soon he'll be there if he keeps plugging away. But he's just fantastic, amazing. Reminds me a lot of Khabib.
Arman Tsarukyan's another option if he wins. I mean, what's your take on that fight? Do you think he's got a good chance?
I think if you look at history and their first fight together, obviously it was a barn burner. It was pretty close in a lot of people's eyes. I don't know if I've actually watched that fight. I've just heard from people that it was close. But you know, Arman obviously beat Oliveira last fight. Arman has been charging forward. I think right now I will be surprised if Arman pulls it off. I think Islam has continued to solidify himself as the best lightweight in the world by far with his performances, and I have no problem saying that. His hands are getting better. He just outstruck Poirier. He can outgrapple anybody, and I think he truly is doing it for more than just the punches, kicks, knees, and elbows, and being the UFC champ and the glitz and glam. He's got something deeper that he's fighting for. He's fighting for an entire village, an entire portion of the country, an entire religion, and an entire legacy for himself and also Khabib and Khabib's father. So it's something special. It's a beautiful story, and I think Islam's going to get his hand raised. And I think it's once again the perfect story that for me to avenge the loss against Oliveira and then fight a guy who's even more highly regarded than Charles Oliveira, and that's Islam Makhachev.
Speaking of that fight, you battled both of them. I know you said you're ready for either one, but who do you think wins that fight?
Você falou que você não se importa exatamente com quem que você luta, entre Arman e Islam, que para você o negócio é o cinturão mesmo, mas a pergunta é, quem que você acha que ganha entre Tsarukyan e Makhachev?
É difícil falar, são dois caras que fazem um jogo parecido, dois caras que gostam de procurar luta agarrada. Lógico, o Islam tem um pouquinho ali na frente, tem um pouco mais de chance de vencer. Eu acho que tem um pouco da trocação ali avançada, mas aquele que tiver melhor vai vencer no dia.
Very hard to say. These guys are very similar to each other, similar styles, great grappling on both sides. I do think that Islam is a little step ahead. I think he's got a more advanced and involved striking, but I think the fighter that wins is the one that feels better and is more tuned in that day.
And if you do win this fight and get the title shot, is there a fight you would rather avenge more between Arman and Islam?
Digamos, você ganha essa luta no sábado e você luta pelo cinturão. Tem uma luta que você gostaria de ter mais do que a outra? Ou seja, a oportunidade de ter uma revanche contra o Arman ou contra o Islam?
Olha, de verdade, todo lutador que se torna campeão, então eu estou em busca desse título. Aquele que tiver com o cinturão é o cara que eu quero mais. Sabe, eu não estou em busca do Arman ou do Islam. Eu estou em busca do título. Eles dois vão se enfrentar e eu vou estar sentado lá na primeira fila. Aquele que vencer é aquele que eu quero.
Really, a fighter wants to be a champion, and that's what we want, and you want the title. So I'll tell you what, I'm not looking for Arman, I'm not looking for Islam, I'm looking for who has a title. Whenever they go at it, I will be there first row watching it. And whoever has that belt, that's the person I want to get.
Charles, it was a great performance tonight. Congratulations on another win. Probably the next title fight in lightweight will be between Islam and Arman. You fought them both. What rematch you want more in a title fight? Against Arman or Islam?
Primeiramente, parabéns pela vitória. A gente sabe que provavelmente também a luta vai ser anunciada entre o Islam e o Arman pelo título. Contra qual dos dois você gostaria de lutar mais? Islam ou Arman?
Na realidade, eu não estou atrás de nenhum dos dois, eu estou atrás do cinturão. Aquele que tiver com o cinturão é aquele que a gente vai lutar.
I'm not looking for any of them. I'm looking for that belt. Whoever's got that belt, that's what I want.